Without any further ado, Damien B.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
A lot, yes. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Yes. Salamat insayo. Thank you all of you, thank you. I'd like to open up with this poem about Jack Kerouac and some of his discoveries, as his art exhibit was open next door, and people are heading over to Gunther's to celebrate his spirit soon, so in the moment, I share this with you. The summer shovel remembers digging us out of the blizzard. The winter fly has died by the hands of Father Time in my medicine cabinet. The spring flowers empower us with a trust in new love. It's the autumn tree barks like a dog, howling in Cytherisms as if calling to the heavens. There's this girl with a bandwagon burning down the straw man, looking for a golden herring, yet all she sees is red. And I'm just a rodeo clown. What could I possibly say that the results haven't already said? Well, Tuesday, at war with my roof, one more drop of rain in the bottomless bucket of my truth. Let the crickets chirp until the early bird swoops in to serve as proof. Ah, prayer beads, yes, prayer beads held over a holy book. Oh, my knees are cold, my back grows old, yet still my eyes can't help but look. And the barn, it remains afloat in a sea of wind-blown leaves. I am not offering any nectar, yet still the bees stare at me. Now, this is because everything is alive and breathing, completely free without a past, in the madhouse of history. And nature, it only works from home, you see, on its own side of literature, not under the publisher's doubts of uncared-for furniture. But it is us, that we, the drunken bums of dharmic duties left undone, to say, hey, karma can be quite the itch, so let someone else take care of it. And I watch them sit there, these dharma bums, cheering for a game they no longer play, at least not anymore, at a bar that they don't even pay the bills for, living with an illness they hope someone else will cure. Though I am sure that their intentions remain pure, but they must realize it is by their actions that the long rest tracks them and shows them the door. Well, you've got to put the superstructure of love in your life, or you'll just be a skeleton resting in your grave, long before you leave this place, spending the remaining mortal days shuddering naked in the rain, begging to be clothed by severity in pursuit of someone else's purpose. And God is a super addition to the frame of man, like the flesh and the sacred fluid in your eyes. Therefore, we must unravel the drama of your soul before the fluids run dry and your bones become brittle. For you see, this is about taking the trauma of your heart's coal and electroplating the diamonds of your mind in gold. Thank you. That's fresh. I just wrote that earlier today for Jack Kerouac, reading some of his haiku. But I'm sure you're wondering, what does it mean to be content, right, with our hearts? So here's a piece that would say this, from your heart, and what your heart meant by be content. Light was the morning, heavy was the glow, dark was the afternoon. Strong was the river's flow, high was the wind, yet still soft was its blow, like a delicate breeze that eased its way around our souls. That's the electroplated gold. The moon smiled kindly upon those who knew to behold the growth in all that they had sown. intricate cosmic instances of gold, intimate descriptions of what he was told, between the lines of every natural sentiment, waiting to be refined, breathing in the spirit of her intelligent design. Effervescent attendance, thank you for being here, and bathing in the bubbles of one's optimism, becoming now contagious, as though we were the joy of polymorphic gratitude in resonance with all that is living, mixed with the winter mist-born blossoms blooming like fickle icicles who always show themselves their own way back home, melting into the compost piles of one's universal tone, held in agony by the irony of a world that rose us up just to break us down, going Om Shanti Shanti all through town, as we focus now on the lotus sound. Then suddenly, pleasantly, the bliss uplifts those suffering amidst their own dissonance, bringing them once again back to the radiance of that which is also turtle, painting the sky with a burning orange over my royal purple, kissed by the horizon's mind of the greatest hurdle, or fuscle, enveloped in the development of heaven-sent elements, for this is what the heart meant by be content. Feeling content? Okay, hopefully I am rather content. With all this content, you see. It would be odd if we were not content with all this content. Welcome. And so, I should share with you, based on some of the paintings, there was stuff about quarantine, right? Because that was a big deal for everyone being quarantined, and this was a short piece to quantify that. It's called Quantifying the Qualities of Being Self-Quarantined. Hundreds of dreams and desires never written down, never spoken out loud, fleeting and floating by like the breeze. 1,000 seeds of fire fallen from above, passionately inspired and contagiously spread like love with ease. 93 million miles between here and the sun, yet despite that distance, I am warm. A billion little birdies left to believe in a better view. South was the place to go. Every one of them flew. Evil people sit mending needles, meant to needlessly deceive you, yet still there's something you should know. We are the storm, with open eyes, guaranteed, quantifying the qualities of being self-quarantined. You get it, the eye of the storm. It's quarantining itself. It's where you want to be. You don't want to be on the outskirts of that thing. But I present to you now the Time Traveler's Notebook. It has been through time, as you can see, and I'll just randomly open it up to this otherwise unexpected page that'll totally fit perfectly right here in time. I'm not a stage magician, quite the opposite. O.W.L, the crazy-hearted prodigal one. She remembers his voice fondly, for it felt like a stroke of genius as it caressed her ears. It was as though her ears were flowers, and the hum of his nectar-seeking lips drove her wild with promiscuous intentions, yet in the absence, she has only grown fonder, as affections have a crazy way of making connections, and she begins seeking out, even yet still, more flowers, to fill the void in her ears where his voice had fit so perfectly once before. Ah, yes, daffodils! That'll fill my windowsills, she says. It'll awaken the stagnant chills and thrill the pains of double-sided senses that work like a sword which she swings until swallows, groaning as the wind blows to sink the source of all their heat. But still, the daffodils weren't enough. So she seeks out tulips, yes, tulips, to soften her own tulips, in preparation to kiss the eclipse as it passes in blood. yet still, it was not enough. So now she seeks out roses to be read through, to be read through the thick silence of ultraviolets that pilot the hollow dynamics of her whyms and wherefores, that she remembers there is still more. And her work here may never be done as she goes door to door to door to door. She's adoring. She's adoring. Door to door to door to door to door to door.